In ancient times, a just king named Tulkarnain ruled. He marched east with his army until he reached a valley enclosed between two mountains. There, fearful villagers greeted him, screaming, "Save us from beasts that eat our children and burn our crops." The elders recounted, "The tribes of Gog and Magog are like ravenous locusts. They attack with every new moon, slaughtering men and enslaving women." Tulkarnain contemplated their tears and declared, "I shall build you a fortress no evil shall breach until judgment day." The king ordered the strongest men and most skilled builders gathered. He commanded, "Bring iron and copper from the ends of the earth. We shall forge a barrier that melts mountains." Furnaces burned day and night. Iron was smelted until it flowed red as blood, then poured between the mountain rocks to form the barrier's foundation. The barrier rose stone by stone. The king ordered molten copper poured over it, turning its surface into a gleaming mirror under the sun, hard as iron. The people cheered, "You have saved us." But the king warned, "Beware. If your descendants forget God, this barrier will crumble one day." When Gog and Magog saw the barrier, they raged like mad bulls. They tried to scratch it with their claws, but the scorching copper burned their skin. Their leader Torg screamed, "We will eat this wall." Yet every attempt to dig beneath it ended with earth collapsing on them at dawn. They became shadow-dwelling creatures. Each generation passed hatred to the next, whispering, "One day we shall emerge." Little Arkan asked, "Why do we hate those beyond the wall?" His father struck him, "Because they stole our world." Centuries passed. Prophets warned their people, "Gog and Magog are a sign of the hour, prepare." After 1,000 years, people mocked, "A myth." A traveler passed the barrier laughing, "Do you fear a mirage?" Arkan grew different from his kin. He stole glances at the stars and prayed, "Oh God, guide us to a path beyond hatred." Arkan stood before the assembly. "Enough bloodshed." Torg roared, "You coward," and stabbed him with a poisoned dagger. Arkan whispered before death, "Oh God, if this barrier is truth, open it to free us from our own tyranny." That night, rain fell like never before. Waters gathered like raging seas battering the barrier. Under water's pressure, a fissure split the wall's summit. Torg screamed, "This is the coward's answer. Charge." They surged like locusts. The first climbers fell to their deaths, but millions behind them turned their bodies into living ladders. The first village was destroyed in hours. They left no animal, human or plant. The land turned barren. They drank rivers until they dried. Even the mud at the bottom they licked with their tongues. Torg bellowed, "This is our stolen land." They reached the kingdom of giants. Its king declared, "We'll defend with our towers." But the towers fell like autumn leaves. Torg tore the king limb from limb. Then he took the golden crown and bit into it like bread. He shrieked, "This whole world is our feast." The righteous fled with Jesus to Mount Tur. They prayed, "O Lord, deliver us from these terrors." Torg tried to kill Jesus, but the arrows burned in the sky. He howled, "Even heaven sides with our enemies." Sheikh Nut told the believers, "Remember the prophet's promise. God will destroy them with worms that pierce their necks." On the 40th morning, the sky rained strange worms like golden threads. Some clung to the invaders' necks. Torg suddenly scratched his neck, then collapsed. From a tiny hole in his throat, a worm emerged, devouring his flesh. In one night, millions screamed, "My neck!" and perished. The earth became a mountain of rotting corpses. God sent a wind like a waterspout, sweeping the corpses into the ocean. Even fish fled their stench. Jesus and the believers descended. The land, ravaged for 7 years, suddenly sprouted fragrant herbs like paradise. The sky rained pure water. It washed away centuries of blood, and flowers bloomed where skulls once lay. 800 years later, children sat on the barrier's ruins. One asked, "Grandfather, who were Gog and Magog?" The grandfather answered, "They were a lesson that hatred breeds monsters who devour their own first." Red flowers like blood bloomed in the barrier's cracks. People call them Arkan's flowers in memory of the youth who prayed for mercy. Scholars found a copper piece with ancient writing. This barrier was built by God's might and crumbles by human weakness. In history books, the land became a black hole on maps. As a warning, here lived those who thought evil was eternal. Now, whenever rain falls, a great rainbow appears. As a divine promise, evil perishes, but mercy endures. And the prophet concluded their story with glad tidings. Then God sends rain no roof can contain, washing the earth until it shines like a mirror. After the storm, the sun rises. Those who learned the lesson live by this truth. The true barrier is God consciousness in the heart. The child planted his seed in the soil and said, "It will become a tree to shade the world." The story's final words were, "Goodness endures."